What's up, DC Expect new DC Comics reviewing, guys. Today we are checking out Nightwing number 70 through 72. Now this whole 3-issue arc, or pretty much just halfway through a story arc from issue number 70 through 75, but issue number 73 through 75 hasn't been released yet. And I feel like issue number 72 is a clear stopping point, at least for me, how that issue ends. You guys will find out as we go on this video. But these 3 issues, I like to label it as pretty much Journey to Joker War. You guys saw in the thumbnail, but this is pretty much showing what Nightwing's doing. Alright, we find it actually recaps the whole Rick Grayson day at the beginning of issue number 70, and it tells what's been happening with him and how Joker gets involved in this, because it's actually very important to see what's happening with Nightwing during these issues, because I'm very certain that in Batman number 98 or number 99, when Nightwing shows up, he will be showing up and helping Batman in that whole event. There'll probably be an editor's note saying, hey, go check out number 70 through 72 and know the full story. So I would rather check out that story right now and tell you guys my thoughts on it, right? But in this issue, how it starts out, issue number 70, that's where we're starting, right? We get a recap of what happened to Nightwing, alright? Because Nightwing has not been himself ever since issue number 50 or so. Ever since actually Batman number 55, almost over a year and a half ago. Yeah, guys. This comic has not been itself for a while, and that's one of the reasons I have been going over it on this channel, because in my opinion, it's been sucking, right? I haven't been a big fan of it. If you're a fan of Nightwing and you read his comic, you're there to read about Nightwing and Dick Grayson, not about Rick Grayson and this guy, oh, he's trying to be a hero, oh, he has amnesia. That's not what I'm here for. But and actually, you don't really need to read those other comics, issue number 50 through 69. You can, if you really want to. Maybe the Talon storyline you can check out, that wasn't as bad, you're the villain. But here, issue number 70 opens up, it recaps everything that's happened. If you guys know what happened was a Batman number 55, it was Beast of Burns part 1, it was during the Tom King Batman run. You see Batman and Nightwing working together, there'd be a good dynamic duo, right? But the KG Beast literally snipes and shoots Nightwing right in the head, alright? And he gets amnesia, he forgets about himself, he doesn't remember himself, and he becomes Rick Grayson. He pushes the Bat family away from him, he doesn't even want to be a Barbara, and during this time, he actually met a girl. This girl's name is pretty much Beatrice, or Bay for short, that's what he's been pretty much calling her, but she's a bartender, it's his new girlfriend, and he's been trying to be a hero, but not Nightwing. And during this time, Bloodhaven got new heroes, 4 new heroes called the Nightwings. Now, these different heroes, in my opinion, they're not the greatest, but they're okay here. And these heroes' names are, well, their real names, their real identities are Colleen, Hutch, Zach, and Sap. So those are their names, right? And all of them are called Nightwings. They have different costumes. And Zach got actually wrecked last storyline, the Talons, when they fought against the Core Vals. He got wrecked, he didn't do so good, so he's in the hospital, and Colleen and Hutch are there to help him out. Now, Sap is doing something else, so we'll get to him soon. But back to Rick Grayson, right? He's been just having a different costume, helping out the Nightwings, take out different villains at Bloodhaven, and fight off against Scarecrow, the Talons, Core Vals. And during this time, he was having headaches, right? Because he has amnesia. He couldn't control himself, so he had this doctor, pretty much Dr. Haas. She would help him out, try to address his headaches. But what she did was she got this crystal, right? And pretty much controlled him. So she got control of him, and she was actually working for the Core Vals. And eventually, he almost became a full-on Talon. Because one of the Talons, William Cobb, if you guys know him, he was actually trying to take him in. Because what happened was, Rick Grayson was confused about how his childhood was. Was he raised by William Cobb and pretty much groomed to be an assassin, a Talon? That's what the Core Vals were trying to sell to him, and what Dr. Haas was trying to control and make him into. But he's been always told by Barbara Gordon, because she actually showed up a bunch at the beginning of this Rick Grayson storyline. She's telling him that no, your parents died by trapeze. You guys know the whole Dick Grayson story, his whole origin story of how his parents died. Bruce took him in, and that's the whole origin. That's the real story, not the whole Talon thing, right? But Rick wouldn't believe it, and he's thinking, okay, maybe that's actually true now. He's going through all this stuff in the recap of the past 20 issues of Rick Grayson's storyline, and he's like, okay, I gotta find out myself now. Now we shift back, and we have pretty much Colleen Hutch and Zach. Zach's in pretty much the hospital and they're talking about not being Nightwings anymore, not being heroes anymore, just go back to being police and firefighters. That's what they were, alright? Before they became Nightwings and took up this whole mantle of being a vigilante. And Hutch is like, no, we gotta protect Bloodhaven. While Colleen and Zach are like, no, we don't need to. We can protect Bloodhaven by being cops, by being firefighters. Now, they ask Hutch, hey, where's like Sap? He's like, well, he really wants to keep this Nightwing thing going, being a hero. He's actually going out right now to take down this guy named Cabby. And this guy named Cabby was actually helping these heroes out, these Nightwings, and trying to fight off against the Talons, but turned out he was a Talon and actually betrayed them, but he got away in this whole thing, right? And Sap right now, one of the Nightwings, is going after him. What little does he know is he's actually running into a bad trap, not set by Cabby, alright? But we shift to him, right? And he's going after, he's looking, he finds out that these people died, and he shows up to this place called like the Trumpeter, and he goes inside and these people are dead, and he's like, hey, where are you, Talon? I'm armed because he has guns. That's one thing about these Nightwings. They always like bring guns, they're armed and stuff, but they come in and he has guns, and he's like, hey, I'm armed, come out of the shadows, where are you, Talon? And this person in the background has a smile. It's very creepy, right? And they're like, a Talon? No, but you're not Nightwing. And he pretty much, Joker comes out of the shadows, grabs Sap and slams his head into a stove. And Sap gets up, his whole face is burned on one side, and he's just trying to brace for air. He's not doing good. And Joker's like, what are you doing here? Where is the real Nightwing? Why are you wearing like his suit? And he starts just beating the crap out of Sap. Now we shift to Rick Grayson, and he's just patrolling the city, right? He's patrolling Bloodhaven, and he's pretty much saving this one guy, Slappy. That's his name, right? Slappy. And he's having like a confrontation with like this robber, and this robber's gonna kill him. But Rick Grayson shows up, beats up this robber, takes him down. It's a very just quick, like, alright, a hero saving a person, right? And Slappy gets away. He's like, man, I gotta get out of Bloodhaven. Maybe I can move to Metropolis. But before he can run away, like, yeah, he gets away from Rick Grayson, but he runs into the Joker. Joker's like, hello, friend. Now, this really shifts very quickly. Like, Joker went from beating the crap out of a Nightwing to now running into this one random dude named Slappy. And he's like, hey, where's Nightwing? And Slappy's like, well, Nightwing's not really around. There's actually 4 of them. Like, which one are you talking about? Like, there's not just a single Nightwing anymore. There's 4 of them. They're patrolling the city. And Joker's like, no, that's crazy. There's no way there's a Nightwing, just like 4 Nightwings. There's only 1. And Slappy's like, well, no, there's actually 4. You don't know your stuff, dude. And Joker's like, no, you don't actually know about it. And he's like, here's this. He actually gives him like a cigarette, and Slappy's like, oh, okay. And Joker's like, hey, thanks for telling me the information. Just, hey, go have some privacy here, right? And Slappy's like, no, I can light the cigarette here. But once he lights it, he just blows up. This guy his head blows up and he's dead. So Joker killed this guy, and Joker's just convinced. He's like, no, there's only 1 Nightwing, Dick Grayson. There's not 4, right? And in a way, he's taking down these Nightwings one by one. Now, eventually, what we see is Rick Grayson makes it back to pretty much Beatrice, or Bay. We're just gonna call it Bay, right? He makes it back, and she's a bartender, makes it to that place, and she hears like mouse. She thinks it's mouses or mice, and like rats. She's like, oh, I gotta go deal with this. She's cleaning up the place. It's after hours, right? And she sees Rick on the floor, just having headaches. He's not feeling good. And she's like, are you okay? And she's like, where's that one Dr. House? And he's like, no, she's gone. She's dead. And Beatrice or Bay is like, no, did you kill her? And pretty much Rick is like, no, I would never do that. I'd not kill her. But she can't help me now because she's gone. And he's like, I gotta deal with this. Maybe I should get like a lobotomy from the hospital. And Bay is like, no, don't even go to that length. Alright, don't think about that stuff. We can help you. We can get rid of your amnesia, get rid of your headaches, and get you back to normal. Because Bay actually knows that he was Nightwing. Like, he told her about all the stuff that he can remember. So not everything. Like, he didn't tell her that, oh, Bruce is Batman. Nothing about that. He would maybe have told her if he was actually Nightwing, but since he has all these like headaches, can't remember stuff, he's just telling her the stuff that he does remember. Now, what happens is he actually puts the one crystal, the one that controlled him, that Dr. House used, just pretty much hangs it on a hook upstairs, and they go downstairs to pretty much talk a little bit, right? For her to give him aspirin and pretty much talk to get rid of his headaches. But what happens is when they leave this room, Joker gets in. I know, right? Shifting a bunch in this issue. We see Joker beat up a Nightwing, kill this guy named Slappy, then show up to this bar and upstairs, and he gets this crystal, and he's wearing the suit of Sap, the one Nightwing that he beat up. So pretty much we're for sure that he's dead, but he's not yet. All right, we'll get back to Sap soon. But we see Joker having this crystal. His whole plan is to control Nightwing. Now we go to the next issue. That was issue number 70. Now in issue number 71, how it opens up is Bay and Rick, they went down into like the bar, right? And they're just talking, trying to formulate a plan how to get rid of Rick's headaches. But sirens go off. The police are fighting off against a villain in Bloodhaven, and Rick's like, all right, that's my duty to go save people, right? So he leaves, and Bay's like, man, what am I gonna do about you, Rick Grayson? Because she actually wanted to talk to him. But what happens is then somebody else out of the shadows, Joker, walking down the stairs, is like, no, the real question, Bay, is what am I gonna do about you? And she looks and she's like, shit. She's like, this is not good. She's actually like afraid because she notices that's Joker. Now, what we shift to is we have this whole sequence of pretty much the police getting beat up by this villain named Tusk. And he's pretty much like a minor villain to just fill pages in this issue, right? But he's beating up police. The police put a gun to his head and they're like, hey, we gotta take you down. He's like, no. You want to inflict pain on me? I'll inflict pain on you. And he's got to kill these police officers, right? But that's when Rick shows up. His actually kicks Tusk in the face, and Tusk actually grabs Rick because Tusk is huge. Like, I would not pick a fight with him. And he pretty much puts Rick up to this police car and just starts to almost kill him, and then throws Rick up to this other car. But Rick is pretty much outmatched, and Tusk knows this. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. But what we see is when Rick gets hit into this car, this police car, he sees a Joker card, and he's like, Joker, why are you, he's involved? Like, what's that mean? But before you can think about this, he's a filed Tusk, so he has to finish that, right? So he gets the card, throws it at Tusk's eyes, scratches Tusk's eyes, and he pretty much falls to the ground, and Rick takes him down. Now, he's thinking, alright, so Joker made this whole plan to have Tusk, this villain, be a distraction. Now, is Joker going after the police or going after me? And if he's going after me, if Joker's going after Rick, then what does that mean about Bay? Like, what's he gonna do? And we shift back to the bar, and we see Joker talking with Bay. Bay actually has like a bat, right? And Joker's like, hey, yeah, I'm the one and only Joker. If you want to get a photo, just talk to my assistant, Slappy. Now we know that he blew up Slappy's head last issue. Now we see though, before they could talk and Joker do anything harmful to Bay, Rick shows up and kicks him in the face, and he's like, that's rude. That's not how you talk to people. That's not how you welcome people into this bar. And they start fighting, but Joker's like, no, I know about you. I know the real you. I know about how your parents died and how you're taken in by Bruce. And Rick is like, there's no way. How do you know about that? And Joker's like, I know more about you than you know about yourself. And that's when Bay actually gets a bat and goes to hit him, but Joker dodges it and uses a crowbar, and he's like, wow, I know why this bar doesn't do that good. You're not very welcoming, Bay. And he hits her, and is going to hit her with the crowbar. Pretty much go all Jason Todd style on her. That'd be crazy. But before you can do this, Rick is like, no, we can have a civil conversation, don't do that. And Bay is knocked out. So that's when Joker's like, alright, let's have a civil conversation. And he takes out the crystal, the one that Dr. Haas used to control Rick. And Rick's like, no, what are you gonna use that for? And Joker's like, no, listen to me. And he's like, I talk, you listen. And Rick's like, you talk, I listen. So Rick is slowly getting controlled, right? And Joker's like, what is your name? And Rick is like, Rick Grayson. He's like, no, you'll now be Dickie Boy. I'm like, what? When reading that, I was like, what? Dickie Boy? That's his new name? Alright. But what happens is Joker's like, let me tell you about a story of a kid whose parents died in a circus. But then he was very sad, but then he became very thrilled when he was taken in by this nice man who had green hair and a white face. And this boy he grew up and he was pretty much raised by this man. Let me tell you that story. And you see Rick just get control. And that's how the issue number 71 ended. And that leads us into the last issue of this 3 issues that we're going over in this video, right? So issue number 72 opens up, and we shift away from this whole Rick and Joker confrontation, and we see Bay. She actually got away. And this is actually later on, like probably a day later or a couple hours later. And we see her and she's lighting a signal for the bats. Now, we actually have monologue or captions by Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. Now, Barbara sees Bay, right? And she's like, oh, I know that girl. That's the girl that Rick pretty much went with her. Like Rick, that's Rick's new girlfriend, or Dick Grayson's new girlfriend. And Barbara actually met her when Barbara tried to get like Dick Grayson's like memories back. But obviously that didn't work, and it just led to, okay, Rick just being himself, being with Bay, going through this whole town thing. You know, the whole thing that we went over at the beginning of this video. But Barbara shows up, and Bay's like, I was thinking somebody else would show up because I know about pretty much Rick's history, his background. Bay was probably expecting Batman, Batgirl, or maybe Red Hood, somebody bigger than just Barbara Gordon, right? But Bay doesn't know that Barbara Gordon is Batgirl. Now, Barbara asks her, wait, what is going on with Rick? Is something wrong? And Bay's like, I don't know, he's just been acting odd. The Joker showed up, and this actually recaps what happened at the end of issue number 71. Joker showed up, he fought against Rick, but then Bay was just knocked out. That's what she saw. But when she woke up, she sees Rick, and he's all like, hey, everything's all fine, I took down the Joker. She's like, what, you did? And he pretty much tells the story that, yeah, Joker tries to use that crystal on me, but I was like, no, you don't get to take over me. Punched him, took down Joker with one punch. And I actually like the art here a lot because it shows like Rick just smiling. You know something's wrong with him, alright? He's not just the normal Rick Grayson, right? And he's like, it's all good. He actually kisses Bay, and Bay's like, wow, you're very like energetic. And he's like, yeah, let's have some pancakes. I loved him when I was a kid. And Bay's like, you never mentioned that. And he actually just starts laughing. She's like, are you okay? And he's like, I'm fine. And she obviously notices that something is wrong with him, alright? Now, that's why she actually went out, made that bat symbol, and is trying to get help. Now, Barbara Gordon says, alright, I'll search into it, and I'll get back to you when I can. Bay's like, thank you. Try to figure out, because I think Joker did something to him. Because there's no way that Rick just beat one of the best villains, one of the most, like, scary villains of Batman, and is acting all odd. Like, that's just very weird. Now, we shift to Barbara, and she's in her Batgirl costume, she's swinging through Bloodhaven, and she's like, I knew I should not listen to Batman, and should have helped Rick way back when he lost his memory and had amnesia. I should have helped him out, welcomed him back into the Bat family, and maybe he would have not run into the talents, maybe he would not run into the Joker. But Batgirl was like, alright, we're here now. A bunch of stuff has happened, but I can save him now. Now, she ends up on like a rooftop, but then Rick just shows up out of nowhere. He's like, hey, what's up, Barbara? And she's like, what? So you were following me? He's like, yeah, of course. And she's like, alright, that's fine. Yeah, I know you're acting a little odd, but I think it's time that you join the Bat family again. And she has the Nightwing costume. And she gives it to pretty much Rick. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm awesome. I'll just be myself. And Barbara's like, no, you're not really acting like yourself. Like, I'm hearing about all the stuff. They told me. And that's when Punchline shows up. And Punchline's like, oh, I'm here to kill you. So she starts fighting out Batgirl. And Batgirl's actually dodging. And I'm surprised because Punchline has a lot of skill here. Like, how does she have this much skill? Like, she was just a fangirl for Joker, and I guess she's, like, intelligent and all that, but how does she have this much fighting skill? We don't know. I hope James Tynion or some writer explains it eventually in DC continuity, but for now, it's very questionable, alright? What we see is she's fighting, and she tells Barbara, I slit Harley's throat, which actually happened at Batman number 93, when actually Punchline Harley fought, and Punchline won. She slit Harley's throat and threw her into the water. So you're back, being in Batgirl's position, she's like, crap, Punchline killed Harley, what is she gonna do to me? And Batgirl's almost taken down, but that's when Rick punches Punchline in the face, and he's like, get away from her. And Batgirl's like, thank you, you're actually not good, you're not actually a bad guy. And Punchline's like, what are you doing? And Rick says, we had a deal. And Punchline then pretty much makes a smile with blood on his face. And Rick then says, you're not supposed to kill her, I am. And Barbara quickly realizes that, oh, okay, Rick is actually on Punchline's side and is trying to kill me. And that's when Rick just starts beating the crap out of Barbara, punching her, and eventually just hurts her a lot. And she's on the ground, knocked out. And Rick's like, oh, we did it. And Punchline's like, the boss is going to be very happy. And that's when Joker comes out of the shower. She's like, yes, I'm very happy. It's great to have Rick on our side. I wish Bruce was here, Batman was here, to see my new happy family. And we see Joker put his hands around Rick and Punchline, just showing that now Rick is now fully controlled by Joker, and Joker has the upper hand. Now, how the story will go, we'll find out in issue number 73 and 74, and then Nightwing will be officially back in issue number 75, which I'm very excited for, and I'll actually get back to reviewing this series on a regular basis, alright? So you guys been like, hey, why are you not reviewing Nightwing? because it's not been a Nightwing comic, but coming issue number 75, officially a Nightwing comic again, not a Rick Grayson comic. But still, this whole 3-issue storyline wasn't bad. It was decent, it wasn't great. Like, Dan Jurgens, his writing isn't the best, I'm not a big fan of him. He did good on Superman, but here, his writing with Nightwing is not as good. But the whole, pretty much inserting Joker into this, inserting Punchline, Batgirl, pretty much putting other big characters into the storyline upped it for me. But Nightwing himself, Rick Grayson, I'm not a big fan of that, right? I'm happy that Nightwing is returning based on this whole Joker War event. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much where we're leaving off for this video. I'm overall gonna give these 3 issues as a whole a 7.3 out of 10. I think it's decent, it's passable, it's not bad, but it's not the greatest. Now, I think the story will get better in the next 2 issues, and I'm actually pretty excited for that. But guys, the comments below, tell me about this whole, 3-issue storyline, the journey to the Joker War. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think about the whole idea of Rick Grayson? Do you like it? Or if you're on my side, you're like, no, I want Nightwing back, I want Dick Grayson back, not this whole Rick Grayson. Like, really? And what do you think about how this whole thing ended, with Joker taking control of him? Do you think that was a good idea by Dan Jurgens, or do you think it was kind of forced? I think it was good, but I'd like to know your guys' opinions on it in the comment section below. But yeah, guys, if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up, and you should make subscribe for my next Nightwing comic review. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.